Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for always tuning and joining our live streaming. I'm Michael Gunawan, the digital marketer of Universal Business Academy, or UBA. In this session, I will be the host of our executive live chat today with topic Crisis Today, Opportunities Tomorrow. Before I start, I would like to drop a link for you all to find more details about UBA and our programs that suit your need also for upcoming live chat session. Okay, so if you can see through the chat from Zoom, you can see all the link there. So I'm gonna share to our viewers on Facebook as well. All right, so let's get started. After I share to you the link as well, don't forget to follow and like our Facebook page if you haven't, and turn on the notification to get more updates about us. So today I won't be alone, as you know that we have invited one of our executive guest speaker. He is currently the executive director of Tropicana Corporation, and he was a former CEO of Berjaya Hotels and Resorts. He is the one and only Mr. Hanley Chew. So Mr. Hanley Chew, please welcome.
Thank you, Michael. Glad to be here.
Okay, so perhaps that you can turn on your mic, your video.
Yeah, hey, hold on. No, I cannot control my video. You are controlling my video.
Okay, wait a moment. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Yes.
All right.
Yes, I see you now.
You,
Hello,
Mr.
everyone.
Glad to see you.
Yes, happy to see all of you too.
All right. So our topic today is about crisis today and opportunities tomorrow, right? So I will just start since that all the people already attend our Zoom meeting right now, and some of the viewers also watch this live streaming through the Facebook page. So I'm gonna start you about this current pandemic. So it's all related about our content and our posts. Mr. Hanley, what is your view and on the current COVID-19 situation in this country? How long do you think this pandemic will last?
Yes. Firstly, thank you again, Michael, for having me here. I think we have been hearing a lot about this last 2 weeks. We have got information from all over the media. Firstly, I am just like every one of you staying at home. This is really an experience like we never had before. Yeah, and I remember very clearly just 2 weeks ago, we often hear people tell us we have no time, we don't have enough time to do anything. But now we are hearing something very different. We are hearing people say we have too much time. We don't know what to do with our time. And I'd like to remind you that this is only the second week of the MCO. We still have 2 more weeks to go. Now, what I can recall is in the first week of this MCO, a lot of people think that this was like a holiday, a big holiday. People are rushing to balik kampong and all. As we enter our second week now, I think people are starting to feel a little bit restless. Some are already climbing the walls in their house, in their own homes. Yeah, and I predict the third week that is to come, we will start to irritate some of our partners, our family members, our spouse, our children, and we will start to irritate each other because we are in such a confined and closed space now. Now, and
actually, I'm reaching at that stage as well.
You're probably reaching that stage, yeah. The fourth week will be a very interesting week. The fourth week, I believe a lot of people who are working are craving to go back to work. They miss their office. They want to go back to their office, right? And the fifth week is when we go back to our office. And I think the productivity during that week will increase tremendously because people are so eager to work. You also asked me a question about how long I think this will last. Now,
Yes.
firstly, I'm not a virologist and I cannot predict how long this will last. But I believe our government knows what they are doing very well. In fact, there is a clear reason why the MCO was first fixed at 31st of March and then later extended to 15th of April. Now, we all know of the 14-day incubation period of the virus. I think this is something that we all already know. But there are facts that we must understand. On the 27th of February, that's when the public cluster was discovered to have potential cases, right?
Yes, exactly.
And 14 days later, on the 12th of March, there were many positive cases that were identified from this cluster. And on 15th of March, that's when the government announced the MCO from 17th to 31st of March. Unfortunately, on the 17th of March, a lot of people rushed to balik kampung. But then it was still okay because 31st of March was exactly 14 days from 17th of March. It was still okay.
Yeah.
But I think the trouble comes when on the 24th of March, which was like a few days ago, there was a huge group who balik kampung, returned back to KL or to wherever they reside. So the 31st March date that is no more relevant to determine whether the virus chain is now cut off. Therefore, a new date of 14 April is announced. So how long will this last really depends on us. The call for social distancing is not there for no reason. We should heed the government's advice to all stay at home and stay away from everybody.
Yes, I also absolutely agree with what you say that it's important for us to stay at home to prevent it's getting extended again and again each day. So, and one of the fact is I'm clearly on the stage 3 right now, feeling like want to go back to work. So, okay, let's jump to the next questions. So related to the movement control order, MCO that you've mentioned, is being implemented and closing all borders. The government is surely taking this very seriously. However, this is taking a toll on the overall Malaysia socio-economy. As one of the leaders in this industry, what is your take on this? And what advice will you give to general public, Mr. Hanley?
During these past 2 weeks, I believe just like all of you, I have been doing a lot of reading of news that comes either online, offline, and have also attended several webinars like this one organized by you, that is organized by major financial institutions. And one of the key takeaways I got from some of these webinars that I attended was that 80% of the damage to the economy will only be temporary, as this is caused by a stop in customer spending in all sectors, except for, of course, the essential sectors. Now, we see today, China is making a comeback. We are hearing now a new term called revenge spending, revenge shopping, revenge traveling, which I am sure, all these will happen again when the country borders reopen for everybody to travel. Exactly. Now, this will certainly boost the economy. People who have been deprived of spending these few weeks will tend to make up, they have to make up for the lost time in spending. I'm sure if you ask shoppers, many might be showing withdrawal symptoms already, all right? However, I feel that we have to thank our government for the recent announcement of the 250 billion ringgit stimulus package that will certainly ease the economy. The governments all over the world are also now seen as the only rescue to this situation. The US government recently announced $2.2 trillion package to ease the economy. I'm not sure about you, but I must admit, I do not know how much is even 1 trillion. It's just too big an amount. But having said all this, the IMF also today announced that the world is in recession. And they say probably it is the worst recession, it is worse than the one in 2009. So what do I know? We are hearing a lot of mixed messages. Some are thinking this is a temporary situation. Some are thinking this has got a longer effect. But whatever it is, instead of delving into all these uncertainties, go into a panic mode, this is perhaps a good time to seek a new fulfillment and also to find the next anchor and be acquainted with new skills and knowledge. Instead of being restless at home and wishing things were better, proactively take some initiatives to engage in self-development. Because I believe in the midst of every crisis, there lies great opportunity.
Correct. So I also agree that you say that instead of delving into all the uncertainties to go into a panic mode, that perhaps we should seek for something that productive and could be our self-development for the future. But however, Mr. Hanley, as you mentioned about self-development, right? I believe that most of our viewers here that already attend this live streaming, they also questioning about what kind of self-development actually and like how.
I think that's a good question. Self-development is important. We hear of China building a 1,000 bed hospital in 10 days. We all hear
Yes,
that. I'm sure this is not
yes.
news to anyone, right? Now we ask ourselves, what have we achieved in 10 days? We have been at home now for more than 10 days, each of us. What have we all achieved? However, I think I can predict one thing that will happen by the end of this year, maybe around November, December, January. During that period, November, December, do you want to guess what it is, Michael?
Yes, because I don't know what really happens in on December or in December or November.
I can predict this will happen, and maybe
All
by
right.
that time you can interview me again and ask me if it is true. I think during that period, pregnancy will increase. I think there will be of newborn. There will be people. There will be a lot of new babies. Now, more on a more serious note. On a more serious note, Michael. This is a good time, I think, despite all these challenges, to reflect on all our past achievements and to have an open mind on what the next level should be.
Yes.
Many people I know are using this low period to look into their health status, career progression, education options. And I am one of the speakers, the many speakers in Universal Business Academy. I know your MBA, your EMBA program promotes a lot of flexible learning. I think it is available online using virtual and fully interactive classroom with professors. Yeah, whether you're working from home, on leave, I think these kind of programs will enable you to upgrade yourself and study in the comfort of your own home. This EMBA program is an accelerated program that fast tracks you and anchors you to the next level of in this year of uncertainty. Maybe, Michael, you should tell them a little bit more about this program.
Well, yes, actually, I totally agree what Mr. Hanley mentioned to all our viewers. We are proud to be an all-rounded training in course providers with our university partners from UK. We do have a wide range of courses and programs scattered to all public members. I think it's a good idea to let our listener know about our program, and I will definitely share immediately after this interview. However, I think Mr. Hanley, let us just to see whether our viewers has any question to ask to you. Okay, let us check through the Facebook as well. Okay. So basically, there's a question from JC. So she was asking about, is it a good time to invest right now? As you see the economy and then some of the currency of another country, they are going down. And is it a good time to invest right now, Mr. Hanley?
I think it is a very good time to invest in yourself right now. I think it is a very good time to invest in education right now, into improving yourself. Yeah, but I'm sure the listener was not asking about this, about the market. I'm no expert in this area, but I can tell you there is never a right time to invest. If a lot of people will say you want to wait until the market bottoms out before you go into the market, I don't think they will ever reach a bottom, right? But when the wave picks up, I think you do not want to miss that wave. So there is never a right time to pick up. If you think it is a right time to invest, then go ahead. But I believe investing in yourself is probably the most important investment that you can make in this kind of time.
I agree. Okay. So let's see how about the next questions, right? So the next question is coming from so is it a good time for a career change now? So again, the question is about, is it a good time for a career change right now?
A career change.
Yeah.
It depends. At the end of the day, I think we are in a time where we're experiencing a lot of change. Whether it is a good time to change your career or not, I think this is for you to decide. I cannot decide on the career for you. But I think what is important is that we need to embrace change. We know that the times are changing. It is different how we conduct business, the way we run seminars, just like this one has never happened many years ago. So change is constant. Change is going to be there. And therefore, I think we need to all embrace change. And if you think this is a good season for you to change, whether it's your career or your lifestyle, I think this is a good time to reflect on that.
As what our topic is about, the title is Crisis Today and Opportunities Tomorrow. So embrace the change to get the opportunities, right?
Oh, yes.
So actually, we can jump to the last question. Actually, this is not a question. It's more to what will the main message you would like our viewers and participants to take away in this live chat session today?
I believe in this crisis, the next wave of opportunity will come. And when this next wave of opportunity comes, whether it be employment opportunity, business opportunity, I hope we will all be geared up with greater in-depth knowledge to take on the next level. This current situation, I believe, is just another phase in the cycle of life. So all of us should be prepared. For when the cycle is over, we got to be ready. When this cycle is over, we got to be ready to seize the available opportunities. But on a lighter note, Michael, if I may add, I like to prefer to think of this period as a press of a reset button, as this world is going through what we are used to call a default factory setting, right?
Yeah, correct.
It is telling us that we are all equal, regardless of race, religion, financial standing, as the virus recognizes neither color nor the depth of your pocket. It is reminding us that we are all connected, whether we like it or not. So my little advice is that we need to gear up ourselves with the right knowledge. I wish you all happy learning and stay safe, and God bless.
Yes. So yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Hanley, for your advices for us, and also the opinion through all this pandemic for us and how we can go through. It's like actually about the self-development is important to invest right now in this kind of situation, right? So, and as well as how we keep maintain to stay at our home instead of going out. So make the government extend the duration of this lockdown or MCO. So anyhow, as what I promised to you and what Mr. Hanley, I believe that what he wants me to explain to our viewers is about the facts of our program, which is Executive Master and Executive Doctorate Program. So while we are waiting for these storms actually to get over and the government stimulus is taking 6 months package, right, Mr. Hanley? Meaning that this period could take around 6 months or more. So why not? While you all going through this storm by the end of the year, you have equipped yourself as what Mr. Hanley said that this is the right time for you to invest for your self-development and coming out as a person with a better entitlement. You can ask to yourself by end of the year, what do you want to achieve, right? Apart of getting out from this storm, you'll get your master or doctorate qualification at the same time. And our executive programs are actually designed in line with the industry needs and led by awards-winning CEOs and professional professors that are expert in their industry. Like one of our executive guest speaker right now, Mr. Hanley Chew, who is very expert in the hotel hospitality as well before. You will also be nominated as the highest member of Institute of Administrative Management, UK IM, along with top managerial people. So this is not, we don't want to offer only university certificate, but we want to highlight that we want to upgrade their value, our student value for their better profile and also for their professional networking. So if you want to know more to find the most suitable program for your future path, you could go to the link that I already sent on the Facebook. So later on, we will share and guide you better. So I think that this is all about our executive live chat today. And thank you so much for Mr. Hanley for your time and for being here, sharing about the current situation of the social economy and also as well the pandemic's impact to us. So again, by this executive live chat has to come to an end. I would like to say thank you for all viewers and especially our executive guest speaker, Mr. Hanley Chew again. It was an honor for me to have a short yet meaningful chit chat with you. I'll see you guys on the next UBA live streaming session. Stay at home, stay safe, and keep hygiene. Bye bye. Bye bye, Mr. Hanley.